So, scientists have long thought that it didn't matter whether we were breathing through our mouths or our noses, but this has been shown to be very wrong. About half of us are chronic mouth breathers, which means we breathe through the mouth all the time. And women and children are the ones suffering the most. And around 40% of us have chronic nasal obstruction. In other words, our noses are blocked. Humans are actually the most propped up species on the planet, and the reasons are many. Dry air, stress, allergy, inflammation, pollution, pharmaceuticals, just to name a few of them. And when the nose is congested, airflow decreases and bacteria flourishes. This leads to infections and to colds. And this creates even more congestion and makes us breathe through the mouth. But the main reason for all this is actually the continuously shrinking amount of space in the front of the human skull. Just a few hundred years ago, our mouths, jaws, nasal cavities and sinus cavities were much bigger, and our teeth were perfectly straight. And people back then probably didn't snore or experience any form of sleep apnea or any of the other chronic respiratory problems that affect modern populations today. Their airways were simply too large and too wide to be blocked. Today our skulls are very different. Our airways are much smaller, and so are our mouths and jaws. Our chins have recessed behind our foreheads. Our sinuses have shrunken, and almost all of us have crooked teeth in some way. So we are now the only of around 5,400 species of mammals that routinely have underbites, overbites, and misaligned jaws. And this is what is called disevolution, which means that we are right now evolving in ways that doesn't serve us. And this also explains why our back hurts, our feet hurt, and so on. Everything, as you probably know, is connected in the body. And it all started a very long time ago when we discovered fire and started cooking our food. Because suddenly we saved a lot of energy from not chewing and digesting the food as much. And all this excess energy we suddenly had, we could use for thinking instead. So this made our brains grow larger, and this larger brain took up space from our airways. Then when we developed language, our larynx moved further down in the throat and created space for vocalization, but this made the larynx less effective at its original purpose, which was preventing food from choking us. So Homo sapiens would become the only species that can easily choke on its own food. And it's quite interesting that it is what made us outmaneuver all the other species, which is our large brains, speech, and our mastery of fire. It's actually these things that would make us harder for us to breathe, and much later make us prone to choke on our own bodies when we sleep. Because that is what snoring actually is. And snoring often forces us to breathe through our mouths, which unfortunately has been shown to be very unhealthy for us. And this is what we'll be exploring in the next video, the sad effects of mouth breathing on our bodies and on our minds.